Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classics, and today's classic is a Fiat Panda, which is a very well loved car here in Britain, and this is a particularly nice example. And the previous owner of 13 years loved this car, spent the right amount of money in maintaining it, so it's in such lovely condition now. And it's also been painted to treated to a professional respray, and that was really to bring it back to its former glory, because it had a few little scratches and blemishes on it from being parked in a garage, and it's very rare you find one in this sort of condition. And I can tell you a little bit about this particular model because it does range back to 1993 August. It's covered just 49,000 miles, and it shows 3 previous owners, but as I say, the last owner has in fact owned the car since 2009, so he's had it 13 years, and he's loved it very much, and it was quite a wrench to let it go. But actually the car has an MOT that lasts through to January 2003, and being a first generation Panda, but actually a Mark II version of the first generation, it does come with some improvements over the Mark I of the first generation. And the most notable thing is that it's got a far more modern 4-cylinder single overhead cam, 999cc. They called it the Fire engine, and it basically means that for a little car it does go very well. It also has a 5-speed gearbox. The later car did have other improvements, but notably the rear suspension, they call the Amiga axle, and it's more of a modern suspension setup rather than the big leaf springs, so the car does handle very well, and you'll actually be surprised how nippy these are. A little bit about the history of the Fiat Panda. Now, it had quite a tough act to follow because all the iterations of the little Fiat super minis, I guess the range of car is a tough act to follow. You had incredible little car like the Fiat 500. We have had the Fiat 126. Now, this car replaced the Fiat 126, and the design brief was it wasn't allowed to cost anymore. It needed to be the same weight. But what they did achieve with this design is actually quite a remarkable amount of space inside such a compact little car. You've got virtually a flat floor, which allows quite upright tall seating and a high roof line. And interestingly, having done my research at a Fiat historical website, interestingly, the design brief was to make sure you could fit in comfortably 4 adults and still have room in the boot for 2 50-litre demijohns of wine. So all the essentials covered there. So 100 litres of wine and 4 passengers. Perfect. Now, the cars were very much utilitarian. They were very simple and fairly Spartan inside, but of course that adds to their charm. Now, this particular model, we've mentioned it is the Series 2, but it is the Series 2, I guess, of the first generation, the Mark II. But this one is a special edition. It's called the Fizz model. Now, the Fizz model had a pretty funky interior, so if you like green, you're in for a treat. These dashboards are more like almost like a canvas. So you've got some of the great design features of these little cars we'll have a look at together. They always had this ashtray which should roll up and down. Somebody's fitted a modern Panasonic CD, and there's a speaker here. As I say, very basic in their design, and I think that's their attraction. Little 4-spoke steering wheel here, very simple locks to operate, manual windows of course. I did mention your 5-speed gearbox, rubber matting throughout, so that wears obviously especially well. Access to a nice big rear area. We've got rear seat belts, and you're probably aware of other models of the Fiat used to have this sort of fold down bed system, which was quite useful if you needed a kip while you were traveling anywhere. A decent boot which we'll look at, and size wise in the boot, excuse me, not a bad size boot for a small car, but actually it's very easy to move these seats forward, and then when you do, you go from having I think it was 280 litres of space here, and then you can move it to 1,000 litres of space if you incorporate the back seats. Now while we're in the boot, here we have the original handbooks. Here we have some other documentation for the Fiat. That's nice that it's got that. We've got quite a bit of paperwork that comes with the car as well, and I've got 2 sets of keys. So it's always nice to have those things. Let's shut that down, and we'll have a close look around this car together so we can look at its condition. Now, the bodywork, as I say, is absolutely immaculate. The car has had a full professional respray, so paintwork wise it really does look good as new. Now, they were quite partial to a bit of rust, but as you can see, this car, and it's usually the bottom of the doors and the sills which are bad, but they are absolutely perfect. And as I walk around the front of the car, they've got a nice rich shine in their bumpers, excellent tyres all round, the correct wheel trims. Let's have a look down here just to see how nice this is, and great paintwork through to that rear bumper and across the top. Now, I do have a little hole in the seat here, which is a shame, but it is what it is. It is an old car, but otherwise the seating does look to be in exceptionally good condition, as is the headliner, and as is all the plastics on the car. So 49,000 miles from a car from 1993 is very good. These are sought after, despite them making a lot of Fiats. In fact, they did make in this model 4.5 million of them, and they were one of Europe's best-selling small cars, and they're well loved and well sought after. And they did sort of turn in after they finished making them in 1986. It was then Fiat who took on the license for these cars, and then they went on to produce the Fiat Marbella, which was produced through to the early from 86 through to 98 actually. Same shape car, but a Fiat, but this one's the real deal. This is the Fiat Panda with that wonderful little engine in. So I can't think of a great deal more to tell you about this car, other than the fact that it is a very nice car to drive. It's quick, it's been very well looked after, it's all undersealed, it's all painted, it's a very nice tight engine, good tyres all round. In fact, its last MOT did talk about some advisories on the rear tyres, and those tyres have been replaced with new ones. I think they're Pirellis. And the car itself is ready to go. Now, we offer a full UK delivery service where we can bring this car to you. We offer a part exchange, so you can trade in your modern or classic or even a light commercial vehicle. We offer a full turnkey solution where we can pick up your old car, deliver your classic. We do have a garage here on site in Overton in Hampshire, where we make sure all the cars are thoroughly checked over before they leave us, a very thorough PDI, so the car is going to arrive in good working order for you, and all you need to do is jump in and enjoy it. Now, I can really tell you that the car does present extremely well. The Fiat Panda is well loved. I think this one could prove to be a wise investment, because it is extremely rare to find such a solid example of a Fiat Panda like this car. It looks beautiful in this green. It has been all repainted in the past year, and it does look rather stunning. So it's something you could enjoy taking to a car show, and it's in that sort of condition. Or it could be your inexpensive everyday runner, because of course this is a very cheap car to run with its small, just under 1000cc engine, but being a 5-speed gearbox and a single overhead cam engine with a 4-cylinder, it does go well. In fact, you'll be surprised how well it does get down the road. So folks, thank you very much for watching this walk around video, the Fiat Panda from 1993. We have her in stock now. I personally recommend this car, having driven it, enjoyed it, and had the chance to have a good look round it with you today. It does come with some nice paperwork, 2 sets of keys, and we are based in Hampshire. We've got a railway station which is literally a 5-minute, well, less than a 5-minute walk from us, just around the corner here. It could be something you could come and have a look at, and if you're happy you can drive her away, or as I say, we can offer the delivery service, national delivery service, and we can take your existing car as a part exchange. Well, thank you folks. It's Danny at Bradley James Classics signing out.